Good morning students. Today I Ashish Kumar Pathak welcome you all in our today's video lecture. So in today's video lecture we're going to cover the next chapter of science, that is chapter 5, kinds of material. Okay, kinds of material which we're going to cover here. So let's start with the introduction part of this chapter. The first part which we're going to study here is material. Okay, next arrangement of molecules, next properties of material. Here I've written some properties like metal, plastic, some material I have mentioned, metal, plastic, glass and water and their different properties. Then we're going to cover about the properties on the basis of their like appearance, whether they are hard or soft. Similarly, we're going to cover different properties like on the basis of their density, whether they are floating or whether they sink. Next, we're going to cover properties on the basis of whether they allow light to pass through them, like transparent, translucent or opaque. And at last we're going to cover the property on the basis of whether they are conductor or insulator. So let's start with material. What is material? Material is anything which can be used to make, which can be used to carry out some process, that is called material. So what is material? Material is any object which can be used to obtain something, that is material. Now, on the basis of arrangement of molecules, there are three different types of material, like that is solid, liquid and gas. Now, as we know that there is a difference between solid, liquid and gas. Solids are having higher intermolecular force of attraction, that's why they are closed. Okay, they cannot be compressed easily. Okay, they are rigid, they are tough, they are having fixed volume and fixed size. Whereas material like which are made up of liquid are having intermolecular force of attraction less, they are having less intermolecular force of attraction, that's why they are loose enough and they are they can change their shape and size, but they are having fixed volume. Whereas in case of gases, they neither have fixed volume nor have a fixed shape. They can change their volume, they can change their shape also. Why? Because their intermolecular force of attraction is very less and intermolecular space is large. Now next we're going to study about the different properties of material. Like we're going to study about the metal. Okay, like metals are having different properties, like they are having luster. So do we know what is luster? Now luster is what? Luster is the property of metal in which according to that property a substance, if a substance gives shiny appearance, then it must be having luster. Next, it is they are sonorous, means if you take two metal objects and if you strike them together they make sound, so that property is called sonorous. Metals are malleable also, means they on hammering they can be turned into sheets, so that property of metal is called malleability. You might have seen sheets of metal which are used to make drums, okay, of aluminium, so that property of metal is called malleability. Similarly, metals are having one property called ductility, which according to that property metals are having a property of ductility in which we can turn the metal into thin wires. That property of metal is called ductility. Now next property is conductivity. Metals are good conductor of heat as well as electricity. Since they are having free ions or free electrons, that's why they are able to conduct electricity. Next property, metals are hard. Okay, they are having hard, they are hard, so they cannot be easily broken. Okay, next they are having weight, they are very heavy since they are having large amount of mass in them. They are next, if we talk about plastics, plastics is a synthetic material. Okay, it is also having some properties like they are chemical resistant, you can store any type of chemical into it. They are easily they are durable. Okay, they do not get affected easily, they cannot decompose easily and they cannot decompose easily. Next, they are easy to carry from one place to another because they are light in weight. They are easy to manufacture as well. Okay, some type of plastics are transparent also. Since plastics are insulator of electricity, So that's why they are used in electrical items to cover them with plastic so that you will not get shock. Now next is glass. Now glass is also made in factories by using the broken pieces of glasses or by using sand. Okay, with that process they make glass. So glass items are also used in our day-to-day life because they are light in weight, they are transparent, so they allow light to pass through it. Okay, they are also used in decorative items because they reflect light, large amount of light. And in our in our day-to-day appliances we also use glass. Next, water is also having different properties. First, it is found in liquid state. It is having pH, normal pH, that is neutral. Okay, it is easy to consume. So it is transparent. The light can pass through it. It is a good conductor of electricity as well. So carrying forward towards the properties of material. So before moving forward, I just want you to revise. I want all you to revise this thing. That is material. What is material? Material is a substance which is used as a raw material, which is used to make a new product. That is called material. Next, we studied about arrangement of molecules. There we have studied there are different types of that material are classified into three forms. That is solid, liquid, and gas. And where I have explained how solid and liquid are different from each other. Next, we have covered the properties of material we are going to cover, and then we have seen some different types of material. So this is the materials like metal, plastic, glass, and water. So they are having different properties on the basis of the material which they are made up of. Now the next property which we are going to study here is that is appearance. Okay, we are going to see the appearance. So if we go through the appearance, metals are having different appearance. Like some materials are rough, they are having rough texture, whereas some are smooth. It is generally observed the metals, okay, the material which is made up of metal is having fine structure, means it is smooth. Okay, they are not having rough texture, they are fine, they are smooth. So that's why they are having luster. That's why they give shine appearance on reflection of light. They are good reflectors of light. They reflect light and they give shine. So metals are having fine structure, fine texture, means they are smooth. Whereas some materials like chalk, the chalk which I am holding, it is having rough appearance. Okay, so it is having rough appearance. That's why it will not able to reflect that much amount of light as metals. Next property which we have discussed here is conductivity. If we take this example of this chalk, okay, or this scale. Now if you think that scale is made up of metal, whereas chalk is made of calcium carbonate, which is non-metal. Now if we try to conduct electricity through it, since it is not having any metallic part into it, the steel scale will able to conduct electricity, whereas this chalk piece will not able to conduct electricity. So this property of conduction of electricity is called electrical conductivity. Whereas the next property which we are going to discuss is hardness. Now if we think about hardness it depends on the density or also on the nature of material. If we take example of this chalk again and this metal scale, so which one is hard? So which one is hard? That is of course that metal scale will be harder, whereas in comparison to this chalk, since there are different properties they are having, that's why since it is made up of metal it will be harder than chalk piece. Next, if we talk about the property called luster, that is solubility with water. Okay, so the substances which are soluble with water are called soluble, whereas substances which are not soluble with water are called insoluble. So if you take a glass and if you pour water into it, and if you want to mix this chalk piece into it, will it be soluble? Will it soluble with water? No. Why? Because the pieces of chalk will not mix well with water. As a result, it is insoluble. Whereas if you want to mix sugar, it will easily be mixable with water. So that is called soluble. So So why we are mixing with water only? Because water is considered as universal solvent. Okay, you can mix n number of things into water. Next property of material is flotation. Okay, we're going to study the property called flotation. Okay, now you might have seen that big ships, large ships floating in sea. Okay, they don't sink into the water, whereas if you take a piece of iron or iron nail, it will sink into the water. Why so? Why? So the reason is very simple. It depends on the density of the material, whether it will sink or float on the water. If any substance which is denser than water will sink, whereas if the substance is light in weight, or sorry, light in density, it is having light density, it will float. Now, why ship will not sink? That is because ship is having large surface area as well as having that much amount of weight. So that's why it will float on water. Whereas in comparison to an iron nail, since it is also made up of iron, but it will sink because it is not able to disperse that much amount of water as its weight. So whether the substance float or sink, it will depend directly on its density. Now what is density? Density is the ratio of mass upon volume. Okay, it is the ratio of mass upon volume. If the object is having density lower than water, then it will float on water, whereas if the object is having density larger than water, so it will sink. Now, the unit of density is kilogram per meter cube. Okay, it is generally considered the density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. Density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. Now, so it is called standard solvent. Now, next property which we are going to study here is that is whether the substance able allow electricity, that is whether substance allow light to pass through it or not. So, if the substance allows the light to pass through it, then it is called transparent. Okay, what do we call it? We call it transparent. Okay, whereas the substance which do not allow light to pass through it properly, then it is called opaque. Whereas the substances which allows light to pass through it partially, those are called translucent. So, the transparent objects around you, you can see the glass window panes which are having, okay, plastic bottles which are transparent through which you can see what inside. So there are different types of material which are transparent, which allows light to pass through them, like glass, water, air, okay, and transparent plastic. It allows light to pass through them so that you can see through it. Whereas the material which do not allow light to pass through them are called opaque. They do not allow light to pass through them, like the chairs, the benches on which you are sitting. Some benches are made of metals, some are made up of wood. So keep your hand under the table. Will you able to see it? No. Why? Because these tables are made up of wood and they do not allow light to pass through them. So what we call this object? We call these type of object as opaque. Okay, we call them opaque because they do not allow light to pass through them. Whereas the third category of substance which allow light partially to pass through them are called translucent. These objects are like butter paper. Okay, you are having butter paper, or you can take one piece of paper from your notebook and apply some amount of oil on it, and now you are able to see through it. You are able to see some, okay, you are able to see your finger through it. Why? Because now it becomes translucent. as it allows little amount of light to pass through them. Okay students, so now we have discussed, we have revised this chapter as we have covered it earlier also. So now in next few minutes we are going to cover the exercise part of this chapter. So be ready with your books and notebooks and try to answer the questions as many as possible. Okay students, as we are done with the revision part of this chapter 5 now, so let's start with the exercise part. I hope you have taken out your notebooks and you are ready with your pen to answer the questions. In case you are finding it difficult, you can ask in between. Okay, now let's start with it. So the chapter name is chapter 5, kinds of materials. Okay, so let's start with the first questions. So we are having first question called multiple choice questions or MCQs. So is it visible to you? Now the question first is, which of these is an opaque material? Now hear it properly again. Which of these is an opaque material? Now the options are A, water, B, butter, paper, C, cardboard, or D, glass. Okay, as I've already told, let's understand what they are asking. They are asking about opaque material. Okay, what they are asking about? They are asking about opaque material. Okay, do we know what are opaque? Yes, anyone? Yes, anyone amongst you? Yes. Opaque material are those material which do not allow light to pass through it. Okay, they do not allow at all. They do not allow light to pass through them. So let's see. Water. Does water allow light to pass through it? Yes. Yes, it allows. Butter paper. Okay, butter paper allow light to pass through it? Yes, a little bit. Okay, it allows little bit light to pass through it. Now let's see cardboard. Okay, cardboard sheet, whether it allows light to pass through it. Okay, you can place your hand on the cardboard sheet, whether you're able to see your fingers. Any one of you? No. So cardboard sheet does not allow light to pass through it. Now let's see one more example option, that is glass. Does glass allow light to pass through it? You can see your fingers if you put your fingers inside the glass. Yes. So what will be the correct option? Let's see. The option will be C. Good. I think most of you have got this answer correct. So the option will be C. That is cardboard. Why? Because it is an opaque material. It does not allow light to pass through it. Okay. Now let's jump to the next question. Now let's read. This is a big one. So read it. Listen it carefully. The question is, an object through which light may pass, but the object placed on the other side of it are not seen through is. Okay. So what they are asking is, I want to compress it. I'll help you out with this. So they're simply asking an object which may allow light to pass, but the object placed on the other side of it are not seen through it. Okay. It may allow light to pass through it little bit, but it does not allow you to see that object. You're not able to see it properly, but it allows light to pass through it. Now let's see the options. Whether it is a transparent object. Okay, what is transparent? Transparent are those objects which allow light to pass through it. Okay. Any example you can give? Yes. The example is like water. Okay, you can see through water. So it is a transparent object. Air. Okay, it is a mixture of gases. Okay, so you can see your friend's face. The air which is present in between, you can see, okay, everything through air. So now what they are talking, so we clear about transparent. So it is not clear transparent because you can see through it. Is it translucent? Yeah, translucent allows some amount of light to pass through it. Okay, you can see a blurred image. Okay, blur. Okay, not see clearly, but you can see partially. Whereas opaque are those objects through which we cannot see at all. We have discussed in first question itself. So opaque will be the option because opaque does not allow light to pass through them at all. Okay, we understood this. So the option will be translucent. That is B. Okay. I hope you might have got this answer correct. Okay. Now next question is material which can be powdered on hammering. Is okay. Powder means you are crushing it, okay? It doesn't mean that everything will turn into powder and you will apply it on your body, okay? So here powdered means if you take hammer, okay, and you press it, if you press, apply it on a surface, it will crush. Now what type of property that material might be having? Either it is malleable, is it ductile, or is it brittle, or none of these, okay? Before answering, I want you to all to revise these properties. So malleable are those material which on hammering will turn into sheets, okay? On it, they will turn into sheets. Whereas ductile, ductile are those materials which turn into wires, okay? If you press it, compress it, they will turn into wire, okay? Example, gold. Next is brittle, okay? Next is brittle, okay? Like this chalk piece, if you place it under hammer, what will happen? What will happen to it? It will crush into powder, it will turn into powder. So what will be the correct answer? The correct answer will be brittle, okay? If the substance is brittle like glass, you take a glass piece and you bang it with hammer, okay? If you apply hammer on it, what will happen? It will turn into small pieces. So that property of material is called brittleness, and that material is called brittle. Now next question, the hardest natural material known. Okay, the hardest material known is, okay, it is not known to you, it is known to everyone, I am asking. So the hardest material known is either, so options are bone, B teeth, C diamond, or D a piece of rock. Let's see. Now bone. So bones are present in our body. You might be assuming that bone is the hardest part on this earth. Okay, is it? No, bone is not the hardest part. Not even in your body. Next is teeth. Is it teeth? Teeth is the hardest part. Okay, no, teeth is not the hardest part. Next is diamond. Okay, you might have seen diamond is very costly. It is used in jewelries. Okay, you might have seen that people used to buy jewelry made of diamond. Okay, now is it diamond? Diamond is hardest. Let's see, or a rock. So the correct answer will be diamond. So diamond is the hardest material known. So the correct option will be C. That is diamond. Now let's move forward towards the next question. Question number 5. What question number 5 is asking is, two liquids which do not mix with each other are called. Okay, you have taken two liquids and if they do not mix with each other are called, what they are called? Okay, if you take water and if you take milk, whether they mix with each other or not, okay, they will mix. Okay, in some proportionate amount they will mix. So here they are asking the property, what we call those materials do not mix, which liquids which do not mix with what each other. Do we call them miscible? Do we call them malleable? Do we call them soluble? Or do we call them immiscible? Let's see. What are miscible? Miscible liquids are those which mix with each other. Like I have given example of water and milk, they mix with each other in proportionate amount. Malleable we have discussed earlier also. What is malleable? Malleable is the property found in metals mostly, in which on hammering that particular substance turns into a sheet. Next is soluble. Next is soluble. Okay, now if the substance mixes with water, okay, if any substance like this chalk piece, if it mixes with water, it is called soluble. Next is immiscible. If two liquids do not mix with each other, like if you take a glass with water into it and if you want to add 2-3 drops of petrol or oil into it, will it mix? Try to do it at home. Okay, take your normal oil, not petrol. Okay, it is harmful. It is flammable substance, and try to do it. It will not mix. So the answer will be, yes, the answer is D, that is immiscible. Okay, so the liquids which do not mix with each other are called immiscible. Now next, two liquids which mix completely with each other are called. Okay. Now it is opposite of this question what they have asked earlier, that two liquids which mix completely with each other are called A, miscible, B, immiscible, C, insoluble, or D, malleable. As we have discussed properties earlier also, so the answer will be, that is A, that is miscible. Okay, the liquids which are easily mixed with each other are called miscible. Now let's move forward towards the seventh question. I hope you are enjoying this. Which one of them is not soluble in water? Okay, they are given some substances and you have to find out which one of them is not soluble in water. Now first one is glycerine. You might have seen glycerine. Okay, where it is used in fairness products. Okay, it is jelly like substance. Next is sugar. Okay, sugar which gives us sweetness in food items, sugar. Next is wax. Okay, you might have seen wax in candles. And next is salt. Okay, which we add into food items. So they are asking which is not soluble in water. Let's go through it. Is it salt? Salt mixed in water? Yes, it is. Sugar? Will it mix with water? Yes. We make different types of juices and we mix sugar into water. So sugar is soluble. Glycerine. Glycerine is soluble in water? Yes. Glycerine is also soluble. Whereas wax, okay, wax is not soluble in water. So the answer will be C. Okay, what it is? C. Which one of the following floats on water? Okay, you have to answer which one of the following floats on water. This property we have discussed earlier also, that is flotation, and it depends on, yes, anyone? It depends on density. Okay, it depends on density of the substance. If the substance is denser than water, what will happen? It will sink. Whereas if the substance is light in weight or less dense than water, it will float. Now let's see the examples first. Iron nail, okay, a piece of ice or ice cube, you can see, don't get confused, it is ice cubes, sand, a piece of glass. Now let's see, let's go through the iron nail. Will it float or sink? Is it denser or lighter than water? Yes, it is denser. So what will happen? It will sink, it will not float. Sand. Will it float? No, it will also sink. Piece of glass. Will it float or will it sink? So it will also sink. Since it is heavy, it is dense. So what will float? That is ice. So ice will float on water. So answer will be B. Yes, I hope most of you have got this answer correct. Now let's see. Which one of the following is lighter than water? Okay. Now they are asking, they have twisted the question again. Now they are asking which one of the following is lighter than water. Okay. Now let's see. Aluminium, chalk, oil, or glass. Now answer this. Which one of them is lighter? Aluminium, you might have seen vessels, cooking items. Okay, you are cooking food items. Okay, you can have some containers which are made up of aluminium. So aluminium is heavier. Chalk is also heavy. Glass is also heavy. So which one is lighter? That is oil. So oil is light in weight. Okay. Now next will be match the following. Okay. So next question will be match the following. Now, so here are some properties and you have to match it along with it. Okay. Now first property is lustrous. Do we know what is luster? Now luster is a property found in metals. Okay. And according to this property, what it is? According to this property, luster is a property in which a substance, if it gives shiny appearance naturally, then it is called lustrous. So out of these column B you have to match it. Is there anything which gives luster? Okay, that is diamond. So diamond is a lustrous substance since it gives out shine. Okay, it gives shine on. Okay, when you wear it, it gives shine. Next is brittle. Okay, brittle are those substances on hammering they turn into powder form. Okay, they are not able to sustain that pressure, so they will turn into powder. So brittleness are those substances which turn into powder. That is, it can be powdered by hammering. If a substance can be powdered by hammering, that is called brittle. Malleable we have discussed n number of times. Again, malleable are those substances which can be turned into sheets. You can convert into sheets by hammering. Okay, so spread into sheet when beaten, then it is called malleable. Next is ductile. Ductile is also a property which is found in metals. So this property can be drawn into wire. It can be drawn into wire. Next, transparent. Some materials allow light to pass through it. Okay, you can see through it. We have discussed glass, okay, air, water. They allow light to pass through it. That's why they are called transparent. So what are transparent? The objects which allow light to pass through it so that we can see through it are called transparent. Next is opaque. Now opaque are those objects which do not allow light to pass through it at all. They do not allow light to pass through it. Okay, because they are densely packed, they do not allow light to pass through it. So the objects which do not allow, not able to see through it, you are not able to see what is below it, what is above it. So that substance is called opaque. Next is insulator. Okay, insulator, you might have heard this term many a times. Insulator are what? The substance which do not conduct electricity, So those are called insulators or non-conductors of electricity, like plastic. Okay, plastic is an insulator of electricity. Next is soluble. The substance which forms solution, transparent or homogeneous solution that you can see through it, that are called soluble. So substance which is soluble in water are soluble, like water and milk. Next is miscible. If the two liquids mix with each other properly, then it is called miscible. Whereas next is translucent. Okay, it is the last property. Translucent are those materials which allow limited amount of light to pass through it. So those type of material are called translucent, like butter paper. I hope you have enjoyed these. Match the following. For your ease, I have marked the answers in front of it so that you will not get confused. Now let's move forward. Now there are true or false. Let's see. The first question is, wood is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, let's see. Is it wood is a good conductor of electricity?